Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am preparing plants for a purge I'm gonna do on Facebook, and I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along. Oh my gosh, I have to turn that fan off. I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along on the procedure of how I sell plants on Facebook. I am not a business and I don't produce or grow plants to sell, but I do sell a lot of plants on Facebook when I propagate them or just plants that I don't need or want anymore. So I thought it would be fun to film that and show you guys how I do that. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be going through my prop boxes and looking through them and seeing what needs to go. Also, it is spring here, so I'm really wanting to chop up some of my plants. I also have a plant swap coming up that I want to cut some things for, so I need to clear out the space in my prop boxes for new plants. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this purge to begin with. Okay, so I kind of have a list made of things that I was thinking of getting rid of, so I'm kind of gonna go off that, but I'm also just going to look through my plants and decide what I don't want anymore. Okay, so I have these little trays. I think I got them at Dollar Tree, but I'm just going to go through the prop box and pick out which plants I'm gonna sell, and I'm gonna put them in these little trays. Okay, so first thing on the list is this Hoya polyneura. It is extremely rooted in the prop bin, and I'm actually probably going to pot this up before I sell it. So we'll be doing that too. Next is this Scindapsus Silver Splash. There's two cuttings in there. I think one of them isn't rooted. Yeah, but it has a pretty nice aerial root. So I'm gonna be selling that one too. Also, I'm doing this a couple days early because I have all these plants growing in prop bins and the humidity in them is really high, probably close to 100%. And I found that if I acclimate them a couple days before to more room humidity, they do a lot better for people. So you don't have to do that, but I think it definitely helps the person you're selling them to acclimate them to their own house a little bit more. Next is this Hoya Crimson Princess. I think these are rooted. One of them might not be. Tux. No. Okay, these aren't rooted yet, so I might sell them, I might not. It doesn't really make a difference to me, but I'll definitely adjust the price because they aren't rooted yet. Next is this little Hoya Rotunda Flora, and it is rooted in sphagnum. Okay, I think this is ready to go too. It's a silver band Maranta, and it definitely has some good roots. I might pot this one up too. I also have this Hoya Bella that I think needs to go. It is rooting in fluval, and it even has a little, oh no it doesn't. Thought it had a peduncle. think I'm also gonna get rid of this Jade Satin Scindapsus because I have 3 of them. Also, if you hear squeaking, Tux is just playing by himself today, so. Also gonna get rid of this Jade Scindapsus. This is a more full plant, and it's definitely rooted really well in this, so I'm gonna get rid of that one too. This one is a Hoya numulorides. If you saw my Hoya cabinet video, you know I cannot pronounce this. But I'll put it on the screen for you, and they're rooted in fluid. I think I'm also going to part with this little baby Syngonium rayi. It's starting to root, and it's really cute, but I think I need to get rid of it. So that is it for my prop bin. It's definitely much cleaner. I thought about getting rid of this crystallinum. It's kind of sick, but look at those roots. I chopped up my mother plant recently because it just wasn't growing right, and this is a cutting from it. But I don't know if I want to purge it or take it to plant swap. I feel like maybe I should purge it because it's not the healthiest thing ever. Okay, we'll add that too. I also have this Brantianum that's just not doing it for me. So I'm also going to add that to the bunch. What are you doing? You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi to everyone? Say hi! I'm getting huge. He was 33 pounds when we got him, and now he weighs like 48. So he's growing big. He's gonna be a big boy. Okay, resume. All right, I think sadly I'm also going to sell my fuzzy petiole. This thing, just look at it. It doesn't like me. And I don't know. I've tried to move it in different places in my house. I've tried to repot it. It's not happy. So someone else is going to make this plant happy. Okay, I'm also going to get rid of this little Hoya parasitica cutting. It is rooting a little bit in water. I'm probably going to transfer it to sphagnum moss so that I can sell it. I'm also going to give this away as like a freebie, but it is a super white cutting of my marble queen. And it's rooted, but I'm just gonna add it on to the purge as. Okay, so I also have this prop bin that has just a bunch of nodes that I don't really ever know what they are until they get leaves. And there is a silver splash Scindapsus that has come to life. And I'm gonna take it out of here and put it in its own little cup. I'm also gonna get rid of that. I think that's it for this room. I'm gonna go check the other rooms in my house and see if there's anything else I want to add. Okay, I think that's it. So here's what we got going on. I got 2 trays filled with plants, and then I have a couple, well, I have this one that I need to put in sphagnum, and then I have the fuzzy petiole plant. So I'm going to put this in sphagnum, and I'm gonna pot up the 2 ones that are fully rooted, and then I'll show you guys what I do next. Okay, so now that my plants are all in the substrate that I'm going to sell them in, I'm now going to be cleaning them with some neem oil just to make sure that if there is any pests, that they've been treated. None of these have had pests or I've seen pests on them, so they should be totally fine, but I always just want to double check before they go to someone else. Okay, so I've cleared a spot in my wicker cabinet, and I'm just going to set these in here and let them get used to this environment for a couple of days, and then I will do the purge. So I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Okay, so it is a couple of days later, and I thought I would just kind of go over pricing and how I do that. I'm not going to show you guys what I priced every plant at, just because I think everyone's different in their pricing and I don't want anyone to feel guilty or like they're over or under pricing. I think it is totally different for each person, but I am going to give you a couple tips that I use when I am pricing plants. The first being how long it took you to grow it. So like plants that take a long time to root, I will price a little bit higher. Also, ones that are more important to me and that I care for, I'm going to price a little bit higher. I do usually check online as far as like Etsy goes, or I definitely check the group that I'm in my area to see what other people are pricing at so that I can keep it in the same range. I do tend to underprice things just because I like to find deals when it comes to plants, and so most of my plants I bought for a pretty good price, and so I feel like I should give it to someone else for a good price. And I know everyone doesn't do that, and I think that's totally fine. That's why I don't really want to go into the specifics of pricing, but I thought I would give you guys a couple tips on how to price your plants. I think it depends per person and per area and the situation, and I also don't really like when people shame others for the way they price their plants. If you don't like a plant price, my opinion is just to not buy it. Like, people get so rude about prices of plants, and I just think that's useless and it ends up hurting people's feelings. So anyway, those are my tips for how I priced these plants for this purge. I am going to show you guys how I make my listings, to give you guys a couple tips and just show you how I make a post, and then we'll get into the purge. Okay, so now I'm just going to be showing you guys how I make my listing for the purge. So I do these different every time, but I'll show you how I'm going to do this one specifically. So first, I'm just adding a heading that is going to catch people's attention and tell them when the purge is going to be happening. I usually make this a little bit bigger in font and bolded, just so that that's kind of the first thing people see and that they know when it's going to be happening. And then below that, I'm just going to start adding some details. The first thing I'm going to do is just tell people why I'm purging and add kind of the specifics of what is going to be sold. So sometimes I will add specific plants to that just so people can know what to look out for. And I think it helps people want to follow along if they know what's going to be sold. And then now I'm just going to do some rules and specifics. So the first being that how I accept payment for the purge. And then now I am going to be adding where pickup is, whether this be like meeting people somewhere, or for this one, I'm doing a porch pickup because I don't want to have to get out of the house. The next one is just so that people will send me screenshots of what they have claimed, and that way I don't have to reach out to people. They will just reach out to me. The next is that the plant will be passed on if the person has not messaged me within 24 hours. And I do this because I don't like stretching purges out and pickups out for 2 weeks because someone hasn't contacted me. I just do this so that I can pass it on to the next person. The next one kind of goes along with that, being that you shouldn't ghost me. And I used to not add this because I felt like it wasn't necessary, but I've been ghosted enough times that it gets frustrating, and yeah, so I always add that in. And then now I'm going to just post a picture of my Hoya cabinet to catch people's attention. And that is how I create the listing for my purges. Okay, so as far as like the actual purge goes, basically all I do is take pictures of the plants, post them with their price and a description. I will say with the description, I like to be really descriptive and say whether it's rooted or unrooted, if it's had any pests, if it has damage, if it's a rehab. I think adding that into the listing, the individual plant, it makes it a lot easier for people to know exactly what they're getting, and I think it causes less issues further down the road. The first person that comments sold is the person who gets the plant, and then a lot of times people will comment next, and if the first person ends up backing out, it goes to the next person. But that's pretty much how I post it. I'm not gonna show you guys the purge specifically because of privacy reasons, but I'm sure if you guys are really into plants, you've seen purges on Facebook, so you understand how those work, and that is going to be the purge. And then I will just have people come get all these plants, and then hopefully I will get to propagate some new plants soon for spring. But I think that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me and preparing these plants for the purge. I hope you learned something or enjoyed watching me prepare some plants to purge online. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Plants by Kenna, and I will see you guys in the next one.